Hi, Sagittarius rising sign. Here is your weekly forecast starting on the 1st of April until the 6th of April. So this week, you still have got fifth house activations and fourth house activations going on. So we have been talking about those for the last couple of months. But of course, one of the most important aspects of the week for you is the Jupiter and Mercury trine. Now, this has been going on for 2 months for you, since about the 12th of February. So maybe this is a final healing conversation with a family member of yours, or potentially this could talk to us about finalizing a sales, for example, when it comes to a property. This could also talk to us about relocations or thinking about investments when it comes to land, properties, and so on. Maybe this is about you have been thinking or you have discovered a certain type of secrets, for example, in your family, as well as in your apartment or in the building. And maybe it is about making a decision now with potentially with a partner of yours. The other aspect that is happening for you is Venus in the sign of Taurus, which is your sixth house, squaring Pluto in your third house. So this is a square, which is usually a conflict. There's a conflict between your daily workload, as well as health routines, and your local environment communication style. So there could be a power struggle, for example, with a colleague of yours or a neighbor regarding a project. Pluto in your third house is demanding you change how you speak, how you process information, while you are trying to maintain this productive workflow as well. Now, with that Mercury and Jupiter trine, we can use this as having a private conversation, for example, with those family members or with those neighbors as well. Maybe you want to be having a discussion about shared finances, investment opportunities as well, because you kind of want to create this safety valve there. Also, Atlantis is entering your fifth house this week, the house of creativity, romance, self expression. Maybe you are receiving a creative tool, or there is a risky romantic opportunity coming up for you, or maybe it's a new way to showcase your talent. Maybe you have been thinking about rebranding yourself. You can feel like actually it's a sink or swim moment. Like maybe you feel like you have to be leaving a personal project behind and you're gonna have to monetize a hobby of yours. Maybe you have been sitting on a creative idea for a while and Atlantis is telling you, what if let's go and then do it basically. Let's launch a pilot program. Let's launch this new artistic style, but let's keep the ego in check as well because we can really experience the Atlantis shadow. Also, you've got Sun in the fifth house squaring Jupiter as well. So that's a bit of a risky one, overextending, for example, joy. We can spend money, but it's a tension, right, between your financial obligations and wanting to have fun as well. Like you want to be spending money on a fun project or on a romantic getaway, for example, but your shared bank account, your debts are kind of like demanding a little bit more protective approach to your resources. So this comes with a bit of a danger of spending too much. You can feel invincible, you can take on too much as well, and which might be overextending your credit scores a little bit. Moon goes out of bound in your 12th house this week, the house of subconscious dreams, but also fears as well. So these fears can become more intense, more wild. And maybe you need a bit more sleep or a bit of a time away from the world to kind of process something like these deep, overwhelming, but underworld feelings as well. You have got the Venus series conjunction happening in your sixth house in a beautiful sextile to North Node in your fourth. So this might be you receiving a job offer. All of a sudden, you start feeling better. You decide that you want to practice more self-care. So therefore, you want to be introducing new daily routines, which might be connected to food, for example. Or you would like to secure a job offer as well. Hygiea enters your eighth house, which is a psychological detox for you. So this might be about you recognizing that that inner demon needs a bit of a nurturing there, or you want to be removing yourself from toxic financial or emotional attachments so that you can allow a healthier foundation. So this week, Sagittarius, because you are ruled by Sagittarius, there's a bit of a focus on finances. Maybe you have been worried about finances a little bit, like because the future is unsettled and so forth, but it can give you a lot of determination as well, especially with those fifth house activations to act on some of your ambitions, to make improvements in your life. So let's put the creative hat on and then let's think about, what else is out there for you. And this might require a bit of a competitive spirit as well. Now, because the moon is out of bound, it's very possible that you cannot tolerate people around you now. So you want to be a little bit more private. And maybe you want to be able to understand your feelings as well, or your family heritage, or your inner foundation. So good luck, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye bye.